All right, we're at our job for today. We got this chair. This is their favorite chair. Obviously, it needs a lot of love. Probably needs replacement, to be honest. But it is a favorite chair, and they want us to clean it. And we're doing this chair, this one here, and this other matching one right here. All right. I don't know exactly where I left off, but this is a back area that we got to clean. Got some stains. So this was laundry detergent. So pure laundry detergent. Sometimes it doesn't completely always come out. It takes lots and lots of cleaning to extract that out, especially if it's gotten into the subfloor. It can be an issue. So we got our work cut out for us. This is obviously a heavily used back entryway. There was a small rug there, you can obviously tell. And then we're doing all this carpet. Like I said before, we're going to be doing 4 chairs. So right now, this chair has got pure Unchained on it because there is some urine issues. It's their favorite chair, so we're extracting it first. The Unchained has been sitting on it for a while now. And then we're going to go back and clean it again using some citrus solvent because of the oils from our bodies, and Black Label is our choice for this. And if that doesn't cut it, then we're going to adjust our chemistry and do it again. I even unchained the bottom about 25% of this just in case it got on there, and then those other chairs over there will be cleaned, and this white chair here. So we've vacuumed pretty much everything. There's just a little space right here where the chairs are sitting that needs to be vacuumed. 2 of those chairs were in here, but we brought them in here just so that way they're all together, so we don't have to move stuff twice. Set up twice, and they're lightweight, so not a big deal. And then we're cleaning this carpet. You can tell the 2 areas that get used the most. So we're gonna have to unchained over here from what we were told, and unchained right here at the entry of the bathroom. And then again, we're gonna pre-spray everything else. And even though this is a Berber carpet, because it's fairly worn and probably a little heavily soiled, I'm going to go ahead and run the CRB over this, just because any extra help, I think this carpet could use it. But otherwise, after we do this, they opted to have us apply Scotch Guard to everything. So it'll be on those chairs and on this carpet and all the exposed areas. So that's quite a difference. We're using citrus and Black Label agitation as well. We doubled up on this one because it needed a little extra attention, but you can see massive change. So just giving the armrest a lot of attention, because this is probably years of built up body oils that have accumulated on it. And it's going to be a little worn just due to age, but I mean, just that little bit he did right there is already shaping it up and making it look better. It just takes time when you run into this. As long as you're using safe cleaning agents and proper chemistry, you're going to yield results for the client. You just got to understand, when it gets like this, it can look, it's not going to look perfect. It's definitely going to look a lot better. But just tiny armrests like this can take some time to get clean when it's built up this bad. Alright, that detergent spot, I went over it once and the sight glass started foaming up like crazy. See that? So what I'm going to do is extract this really well, and then do dry passes over it, and then probably just take my vacuum line off and put it on the carpet in this area, since it's such a small spot. That should help me get some more of it out. Probably because It's lodging detergent been sitting there longest. It's probably going to be the brightest looking spot of the whole carpet. So already a big improvement compared to what it was. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I said and then move on. Alright, so that spot's essentially gone. Again, I use citrus and BioPro 10K because there was a urine spot around the corner. And then just really slow extraction over this since it gets a lot of traffic. But I mean, let's see if you can see it. It's coming through dirty. It doesn't look bad right now, but it certainly is. It didn't express the last time it was professionally cleaned, so that's why I'm going slow and doing double to certain spots, even 6 times over, just to be sure that what is remaining is normal wear. So we're dual wanding right now. Mike is still working on the chairs because they are pretty bad. So a little divide and conquer. I also already pre-sprayed the hallway and the master bedroom for some extra dwell time while I took care of this. This is the first spot I pre-sprayed. And then went to the hall and master. That way by the time I finish this, it's had at least 20 minutes of dwell time, which just isn't a big area, but I'm taking my time on it. Because it is in bad shape and needs as much attention as I can give it until I see no more changing in appearance, and to the point where I don't see any more dirt coming through the sight glass. So I'm going to give this center spot a little bit more love. Alright. So, I already did this way, you can tell. Unfortunately, it's not going to look amazing because it's pretty worn out. But a lot of dirt came out, and I went over that area like about 7 times. pre-sprayed this pretty heavy too. Already cleaned behind the door as well. You've seen some of my other videos that talk about it. Usually when I enter a room, before I get too close to backing out, I'll go ahead and get behind the door in tight corners like over here. Or as soon as I get in the room, depending on the layout, sometimes I'll just go ahead and clean behind the door first. That way I can just back right out and not have to worry about it at that point. Water's starting to clear up in the sight glass. Alright, pretty big difference. Alright, so running the CRB, I pre-sprayed this hallway really well. I'm hoping I can make them a difference. Now, they do walk around sometimes with a walker, so this is going to be pretty worn out. So we can't work miracles, but we have been known to work some magic. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's already starting to look a little better with just the CRB and the pre-spray. This area was pretty rough. She decided to get out of bed, and they're older, so you know it's just the way it is. They shuffle their feet to get around, so that's another reason why the fibers are going to get worn out and look bad over time. So we just got to do our best to make this look the best for them. But make sure you're setting expectations, because there's only so much you can do. But as long as you try, use good chemistry and put the effort in, everybody, for the most part, is going to recognize that and be grateful for the work that you provided. Just make sure that you are charging accordingly, being upfront with them on what you're going to do and what you're capable of doing. But if you set those expectations at the beginning, it's a lot more easier for them to accept. And then obviously you want to try and go past those expectations and deliver more. It's just when it's pretty dingy in the walk areas and it's hard to tell if it's worn out or if it's just soiled, you got to set the expectations, let them know, like, this is what I'm going to do, here's how I'm going to address it. I can't guarantee that's going to come out. And then a lot of times it does, or at the very least there's a pretty good night and day difference to when you're done. They're like, oh my goodness, this looks fantastic. You know, and I like to try and ask if they know how old the carpet is and things like that. Because if you find out, you know, oh, this carpet's 20 years old, 25 years old, etc., then, you know, at that point it's pretty understood that the carpet is just old. It may not look amazing when you're done, but the goal is to get it clean. And then if you can make it look amazing afterwards, included, I should say, then that's just a big bonus. So some people probably wouldn't CRB this, but because of how dingy the center was, I wanted to do it, and I already see quite a difference. So once this is extracted, I think it's actually going to look a lot better than one would expect. Oh, and somebody asked in the comments, I don't remember what video it was on, but they're saying, would it help to go with the lay of the carpet? Well, this is a counter-rotating brush, so there's two brushes and they're going opposite directions of each other. So realistically, the only thing you could do is go sideways over it as well if it's really dingy. You know, and now that I'm over here, go this way, so it's sideways over this direction of the carpet from which way they're walking. And that could potentially help a little bit. I don't think it's going to do something so significant that you're like, I would have never got it clean if I didn't do that. But because this is a counter-rotating brush and they're going opposite directions of each other, there really isn't, that I'm aware of, a way to go with the lay of the carpet, because it's scrubbing both directions already. So I hope that helped answer your question. I don't have like much more of a technical way to say it, so I apologize if it didn't, but either way, there are jobs where it's pretty bad, and I will run the CRB two different directions over an area in hopes that helps with pre-agitation. So that's what you could do if you feel like it's necessary, then go ahead and do it. But I mean, it looks tacky right now, but there's an obvious difference in the appearance of it with just this. So I'm hopeful. If you happen to remember how dingy this area was, it's actually turning out pretty well. This is the first couple passes over this area I've done. But it's cleaning up well, so I think they're going to be quite satisfied with how everything shapes up. So what I actually did is, earlier you saw me clean the other space. It's like the laundry room or mud room, whatever you want to call it, but I had already pre-sprayed this area. I actually came back and added a little bit more. Something was telling me I needed to add some more. And I'm glad I did, because this is looking great. Part of me was worried that it had been sitting for so long that it dried out a little bit, but it didn't. I just felt like I should add a little bit more to see if it would help, and it seems to be that was a good idea. But I mean, this looks significantly better. I wish the lights in here worked, or that light. So I apologize if lighting's not very good. This is an old house, so the lights that are in here in some of the rooms are just lamps. There's no ceiling lights. So again, making sure I extract really well. This is an area of concern. But yeah, this area was pretty dark. That turned out well. Quite happy with that. And I already cleaned over there a little bit. You can see kind of where I stopped. That area wasn't so bad. This one was probably 3 times worse, because this is where they get out of their bed, so I'm liking it. Alright, so I'm impressed with how this is shaping up. I have to assume that this is pretty old carpet, because it's reacting really well. Sorry, the lighting is terrible in here. But compared to what it was, this is great. Alright, we're going to go on a little side quest on this video, but as you can see, what I did here is I got all the labels facing out, and my spotters up top, which rarely get used because a lot of times the pre-sprays does all the work. So the idea here is I put all the big gallon liquids on the bottom shelf. So I didn't do this at first, and unfortunately I had a bottle fail on me, and it was acidic product, and you can see down here it stained it pretty well. This rack is pretty old, but I just cleaned the faces of these a bit. They're scratched and whatnot, but it made a big difference. But the idea here is get used to putting your liquids on the bottom, because if that bottle fails, then it's going to just leak down here and cause problems like I got going on here from when it was an issue. But you put your powders on top, because these have been the only ones that have ever failed. And unfortunately, I had one sitting up top and it made its way down and did some damage. So use my mistake. And if you're an aspiring carpet cleaner and you're getting one of these 3-tier shelves, I'd suggest putting all your liquids at the bottom because the acids are going to be an issue, and put your powders in the center. And then I have them facing label out, just like in a store, so you can easily know where they are. I put my most used ones closer to the back, so you can see I got my Unchained closer to the back. Citrus solvent, which we had to use a lot at this job. Solvent sealers kind of towards the back because we do a lot more carpet than tile on average. And then Revive is a pre-spray for upholstery that I use sometimes, but a lot of times I just use Black Label and citrus solvent for the oils. And then BioPro Pure O2 gets used quite a bit because we get a lot of urine jobs, Grout Master, Rug Smack, etc. Hopefully this helps somebody. Oh yeah. All right, finish this out with raking the carpet.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well...
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a few more blemishes on the car.
Oh, my gosh, just look at it.
The car is not perfect.
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well...
What the heck is that?